All right, let's see. Hola. Hi, good morning. For whoever, or afternoon, it's already 12.
Yeah.
So for whoever's on, I'm just going to wait a little bit to let someone jump on. I don't have my glasses, so I can't see very well what people are, if people say anything, but you guys can read that for me.
Okay.
I
cannot read that.
Really?
I'll try.
Huh. Okay, then let me get my glasses.
Above club, right?
It is a 40 and above club, so we all need glasses, contact lenses, or just squint. So we're starting these talks with women, but of course men are invited. And I want to have these unfiltered chats with women. And the purpose is to just promote, support, and empowerment. And I'm so happy to see you guys, girls, friends. I haven't seen them since May, and it's weird to be here because I love these girls so much, and I'm excited to be able to have these chats. So I'm going to give a few more people just some time to jump on. Meanwhile, I'm going to look for my glasses so I can see what's going on. I think somebody say something, you guys squint.
It's in Spanish.
I
can't help, Manuel.
A ver si lo puedo ver yo.
A ver tú, Yolanda.
Mejor me siento acá, así puedo ver mejor.
No hablo bien.
If I sit down here with my dog, maybe
Sí,
that will
hablas
work
bien. Okay. Hola.
Nope.
Saludos de
So
Guadalajara. It's hi from Guadalajara. Hola,
Does that usually
saludos.
work? It's perfect.
Okay, so the last talk was towards the end of August, and it was in Spanish. And I'll have some talks while I'm here in California. I'll be here for a month, and they'll be in English or whatever other languages we want to speak. But go for it. Farsi, Japanese,
Okay.
Spanish.
I'll wait for the one.
I'll read that too. And I know for, especially people out here in California, it's 12:20. It's when most of you are not even home, and so it's not the best time, but hey, you can watch this later. The topic of this chat is friendship, and it's solid friendships amongst women. Why they're so important. Why are they significant? And also how to identify them. Because I think over the years, the way that I see friendship, when I was, before I was 20, I saw friendship one way. And then as I've gone each decade, it's kind of become more and more clear to me. I mean, of course, anyone's going to tell you friendship is important, and it's important to have good friends that are faithful and honest and you can have fun with. But I think it goes a little deeper than that. I feel that way now that I'm in my 40s. Early 40s, let's be clear. Yes. So I think it just goes deeper than that. It goes deeper than just having fun and someone who has your back. Like in high school, it's like, she has my back. She keeps it real. We have fun. Yeah, that's nice. But when you're in your 20s, when you're in your 30s, and then you're in your 40s, friendship it's another level. So first, I want to talk about history amongst us. First of all, with Jamie to my left. Jamie, I feel like you're this beautiful, old soul that I've always known, and I cannot pinpoint when I met you. I met you through Erica years ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well,
and I don't.
You
Yeah,
guys
it's
lived
like,
together. So when Eric and I were dancing together, you lived with her at the time, but you were gone for a while.
when I went to Kenya.
Yeah. And then so that's when.
So back then, wow.
That's actually a long time.
That's
yeah.
a long
Really?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in
So I've really
Studio
known
City.
you as long
We
as
were in
I've
our
known Erica.
20s.
Yeah. Were we in our 20s?
Yeah.
I think so.
Wow.
Scary. Okay.
So 2005-ish.
So something like, wow, more than 10 years. Yeah, just time goes
That
by
makes
fast.
sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you and Erica meet?
So we were dancing together. Yeah, Bollywood, a Bollywood dance company.
Uh-huh.
I was the only blonde girl. I was, So I kind of gravitated to Erica. She's just very calm and very lovely, and I was like, I want to be your friend. And I would just always stand next to her. And then eventually she would have parties at her house, like cooking parties and dinners and everything.
Yeah.
And then
And I've seen how you and Erica how your friendship has really evolved over the years. And you guys both recently took this ridiculous trip to Europe where you're drinking wine all over the place. I was a little jealous, but I was so like every time I saw a post, I was really happy for both of you because you are really hard-working women and you deserved that. And I was so glad she finally did that. And also, sorry, I've been sick. That's why I haven't had these talks in the last month because I couldn't talk. But I also, at one point, I don't know, something that she posted, I put like, I'm so glad that you're with Jamie because I knew you're going to be the best travel buddy for her.
Yeah, we travel. That's another thing with true
How was
friendship.
that?
When you travel with someone,
Mhm.
and Eric and I travel really well together. It's like you just have to go with the flow. You get up in the morning. You don't have to talk. You can talk, and you want to take a nap. We're tired. It's nice. That's what I think that for me, really good friendships are the friends that just let you be as you are. Like traveling is a perfect way. Like if you wake up, like there was one day I was really nervous because I had made the travel, like the trains and everything scheduled so tight. I was like, oh man. And I said to her in the morning, I said, I'm really nervous about today, so I'm going to probably be a little quiet because until we get on this one train, which was because if we missed that train, there wasn't another one for a while.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to be a little quiet. And she was like, okay. And I was, because I was like, I was going to tell you, I'm nerved up. And this, so, yeah.
She works well with that because I lived with her for 8 years. So I think living with someone too for that long, on and off, but it was 8 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I do similar things. Like I'll tell people like, I'm not feeling well right now or I haven't slept. Y'all know how I am when I don't sleep. It's bad. I'm sorry. But I will give the heads up. I try and give the heads up. And then she's like, okay. And then she knows like she's okay. She's in her whatever. Non-sleepy
Like she said, just letting us be, understanding each other and giving people space and just not trying to change that person.
Not trying to change someone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then us three, who wants to tell that story?
Well, we grew up together, basically. We grew up in the same town. We went to the same schools. Erica and I met in 3rd grade, and Sol and I met in junior high. And Erica and Sol, did you guys meet in junior high?
Junior high.
Yeah. And Erica and Sol became like connected at the hip. So they've been like closest friends since junior high, basically. Your friendship definitely just blossomed as it went on. And then I went away to school. I went away to boarding school for a while during our high school years. I came back, and then we did some college together. Actually, we all went to DC, right? For a little.
I went for a semester because I was sticking around at OC.
Oh, that's
I
right. Because
lived
you were
across the
OC.
street from
Yeah,
OC.
it made sense to go to OC, of course. And then we all moved to LA together. So we were roommates in LA.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Nice time.
I will-
at Northridge. Yeah.
The day we moved out, because 3 girls from Oxnard. How old were I? Was 20, so we were around 19. And
Poor Carissa was with us, remember?
yes, poor
Another
Carissa.
room.
We're sorry,
We love
Carissa.
you.
We love you.
We're so proud of
We're
you.
so happy you're successful.
Somebody.
Dr. Carissa, we still think about you.
You
We
need a
love you.
gynecologist.
And we're sorry for all the sleep we made you lose. Sorry.
So gray hairs.
Yeah, we apologize for that, those years. But I remember the day we left, Giovanna my mom was traumatized, poor baby. I mean, I felt so bad leaving because we could talk about that, but you just, during those times, you do not leave a Mexican home unless you're getting married or you have your scholarship to this university. But I was going to Santa Monica College. And I wasn't getting married, so it was a disappointment at the time for my family. So here comes Giovanna with a big U-Haul, and Erica's in the driver's seat, and they come. I never ever that's an image that stuck in my head. I'm like, I know. No, there are many things I don't remember but that image never left. And Giovanna pulls. Of course, Giovanna's driving, and she pulls up in the U-Haul. Erica's in the driver's seat. And my mom's like, I said, I'm only leaving an hour away. Like, I'll be back in a couple of days. And I just got a U-Haul and we just drove to LA on our adventure, and it was such an adventure. And then,
It was an adventure. Oh my gosh.
yeah, we were 20. That was over 20 years ago.
Yes.
And so much has happened.
we made it.
We made it!
We've survived.
We
thus
survived.
far.
So I thought it would be perfect since, as we're talking about that history, for Jamie to do the honors of like a couple things that I have here, a couple things that I found. Like they're in chronological order because that's how I do things.
Wow.
There's just a few things.
So do you want me to go
So-
through these first and show them?
Well,
Or-
we can pass them. So what is this a picture of, you guys? Like,
Oh, that's Oxnard High School
yeah,
hallways, corridors.
yeah, that's our high school.
Yeah. The maroon and gold. The maroon and gold.
Yeah.
Gold.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Details that we never
this.
paid attention to.
Oh my god.
Look at how cute Erica's hair looks there.
Oh Lord,
And I've met all of these girls now.
Yeah, we're still friends. I love this picture because we're such good friends with them.
oh my God,
Let me
Yeah,
see
we
this
look
picture.
like babies.
and we're drinking. I think there's a piña colada or something. Like we were 21, or we were like in our early 20s. We thought we were so
So it's
Oh
so
my
young.
God.
Melinda, Erica, Antoinette, Sylvia, and
Oh my
myself.
That's a pretty incredible picture.
Yeah, that picture, early 20s.
That's
And then
amazing.
these two pictures go together. This is.
Oh my god.
You know what's so
Oh
funny? I
my
was
God.
like, I'm not in this picture, but I thought I was because Eric.
Because Erica has her hair.
Right?
I was like,
I
oh,
miss
that's.
my girl.
I keep seeing me, but that's not my face. Let me show you one more time.
Wow.
And I happen to be wearing like a bandana today, so I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
oh wait,
This
that's not me.
is your daughter. Like, I
Yep.
chose
I was
that as
totally
oh my
God.
I just got
can't believe you
chills.
have
Yeah.
these pictures.
Yeah, you know what? I couldn't even go through all my pictures because it would have taken me hours. I would have never made it here. But these are the ones I grabbed quickly.
I can't believe that's you, actually.
Yeah, I was. This is very representative
you
of
definitely
Giovanna
laughing.
and I in high school. This, Giovanna performing and me laughing. And what you don't see is that there are hundreds of students in the back having lunch. And
Oh my
it was during
God.
lunchtime, and we're just decided to get on stage and act fools, and that's what happened. Oh, these will go in a bit. These are real.
You know, at one point,
Oh.
And these are just more. This is the ASB picture. You, Giovanna, and I are in there, and like everyone else from senior
Wow,
year.
that's our
Well,
senior
that was
year.
part of the ASB.
yeah, because ASB was.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
my
you're
God.
somewhere in the middle.
That's at Mandalay Bay.
Yeah, we thought we were so cool.
Why do I want to go like with my?
I know,
fingers?
right? You're like, open that.
I want to
Open
zoom
it.
in. I just spit food on my.
Yeah, I found that picture of Tony at a senior breakfast. Yeah. And then these random pictures of you and
Wow,
my brother
that's
Jose.
cool. I don't know that
every,
anybody would really recognize
Yeah, you
anybody
can't
there.
really, but
That's
for
so
those of
tiny.
you that were in that picture, you'll remember it just by the way it looks. That was senior breakfast.
Oh.
This was one of the rallies.
So pissed off right here.
I
Jason
remember I showed
Butler,
up to this was at the
Ira.
hotel.
Oh, so there was I couldn't find it, but there's another picture that we took. This was our junior prom, and your brother was posing like this, Eric, but it's not in there. There you go, Ruben Bryant.
Bryant.
That's for you,
Aww.
Ruben. And let's see.
Man, those are some old.
These I don't.
pictures.
My brother Jose used to dress up every Christmas as Santa Claus, and here's a picture of Erica sitting on his lap on Christmas, and Giovanna sitting on his lap as well on Christmas, because that's what we did.
Oh.
And crazy. So
Oh
this,
my
you guys, what do you
God.
think? This? Who's this? Do you remember this at all?
Did Terry?
Terry Clavon.
Yeah.
Do you remember this? It just reminded me. So Giovanna, when we first moved out, Giovanna wanted. She's like, "You guys have to come boxing with me." Well, it turned out to be an 8-year hobby. Like we boxed for 8 years with Terry Claiborne.
This was a Christmas.
And then we were in. This is just a picture of Giovanna's wedding. I want to go through this a little quicker because I'm sure people are like, okay.
They're like, I thought this was a talk. I don't know.
Erica and I in our 20s. Erica, look at Erica's abs. I was
Oh,
always
my
jealous. That's Erica Najere, Sylvia, somewhere in Vegas. Your abs are. This picture.
Oh, Janet abs right there.
This is, I think, when we lived in Woodland Hills, and Giovanna and Erica are drinking Sol beers. That's when Sol beer came out, and I thought I was cool because the beer was named after me. And then this is a picture of me, my parents, and Erica's parents. Hey, Miss Duff, if you're watching this, Mr. Duff.
Francis
My
Bowman.
mom was blonde there. Francis. Oh yeah, Francis.
Your AKA.
AKA Francis. And then here, so I'm going to show these to the camera really quickly, and then I'll give them to you guys so we can get going on the conversation. Because this is, okay, Erica at prom with Ruben. What? Take one and pass it down. Erica at homecoming with Derek. What? And then why is there this picture of Troy Duff, who was not even part of our school, but he went to like two homecoming dances, like 3 proms. There you are, Kia.
That's hilarious.
Kia.
He took me to prom.
That's what I see. Here's another picture of Troy looking like Kid and Play. And Sandy,
And he was like the king of prom.
Eric, Lena,
Who's this?
Troy's friend.
Erica.
Uh,
Yeah, and then
I think
this
that
is
picture's from
senior
that day.
year. I was like brick house. It
God.
was like, what happened?
Brick.
I woke up and I was like, woo.
Look at those dresses. Oh, my
We were
God.
nuts. And Sylvia was doing photography. Sylvia was a photographer, and she worked for visual photography that did all of the prom pictures. So that's why she's in there. It's not because she graduated with us.
Yeah.
She was a friend of ours, and she jumped in our prom pictures.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool? So anyway, yeah, I thought it would be cool to like go over that because there's a lot of history
There is a lot of history.
in that, and I think just in general with friendships, like we go through so much. You know, there's a picture of Tony in there. Where'd that go? So I could show it. And Tony recently passed away, and just a lot of change. And we went through hard times too in high school. We had Eric had also passed away, but we had like strong links. And I think that is definitely with friendship, and we're trying to stick with friendship amongst women. Like as you go through things together, you know, whether it's traveling or living together or the loss of a friend or a breakup, you know, just the breakups. I mean, breakups can be so devastating. Breakups feel like someone died, you know, that they can.
Yeah.
And so as you go have girlfriends that are you're able to like be yourself with and open yourself up and really share and let them see your vulnerability, because in those moments you're not cute. In those moments you're like doing the ugly cry, you know, you're feeling at your weakest, and those people still love you and hear you, and there's no judgment and there's support. I think that's definitely a sign of friendship. And what I see with you guys, this is Tony at the senior breakfast who passed away. Love you, Tony. He passed away recently. Rest in peace, Tony. So I one question that I had for you guys was like, if any of you can pick out anything that stands out for you, just something, anything, whether it's good or bad. I think through these pictures there's a lot of things that came up, but that stands out for you in friendship, like maybe something that's happened between us, or something that's happened here, or another girlfriend, just something that stood out, maybe that makes you think about, you know, what friendship is.
I think in general, like for me, when I turned 40, I was just like, I stopped caring about what other people thought and having to please everybody. It's still an issue with me. I still have to deal with it and work on it. But for me, it's like now I have the friends around me that like build me up and like are there for me and don't just like suck me dry. Because I know all of us here are givers completely. And I'll never change that or be bitter about that. But at times, like, it can be draining, like when people just suck from you, and you need to be replenished as well. So I just feel like the people that I have around me now are people that like build me up and are there for me and check on me, and it's just refreshing because I feel like I've given a lot and you just get tired sometimes.
Mhm.
So that's big for me, and just kind of cutting those kind of like sucks you dry, and
Yeah.
it's
Well,
refreshing to just have a smaller circle of people that really truly care. you know?
you're going into something that I definitely wanted to make sure we touched on, which was because I think that's how it's evolved too with time. That's become clear, at least for me, is some people do suck you dry, you know, and you do have to like also identify what kind of person you are. You know, are you a giver, or are you also that kind of person that sucks people dry? You know, or are you, you know, do you have anxiety to be around people, and so you don't like to make friends or whatever? Like, it's good to like see that, and to see how you are affecting, you know, your energy. Basically, is what I wanted to touch on, is energy. What kind of energy are you giving off? And what kind of energy are the people around you giving off to you? You know, and I think that's something that like I've become more and more and more conscious of, is, you know, when I'm somewhere socially and I'm with certain women, and when I leave, I feel like, ooh, like that felt, I don't like that. I didn't like that feeling, or I felt used, or that felt very manipulative, or that just felt toxic. But sometimes you're in a circle around women or whoever, and you leave and it's different. You're like, wow, I'm uplifted. Like, I feel so accepted. I feel so loved, you know, and that's different from just fun or funny, because people have great personalities, you know, and that's awesome. You love being around great personalities, but that's different. But I definitely did. I think you touched on that, you know, and I wanted to like touch on that with you guys as well. Like, how do you
Definitely gotten more sensitive.
sense
Yeah,
that?
for sure.
Yeah, how do you
And this one
sense
is
it?
really intuitive and really feels energy. And so I think a lot of people say, oh, I'm an empath, and oh, I feel everything, but a lot of people aren't really that discerning. But like, yeah, everybody likes to call themselves an empath. But, like when you really are in touch and really take the time to really dig deep, you are sensitive, and you don't. The older you get, you don't want to tolerate that negative energy around you, and you just need people that lift you up. Even in Europe, we had this moment where she gave me this great pep talk, and I was just like, this is amazing. Like, that's what a true friend is all about. Like, we'll let you know, like, you're not valuing yourself. You need to put yourself out there and let people know what you do. And I was just like, wow, like, thank you for that. Like, when friends, true friends, like tell you things,
She's very real with you, but because you know it's because she cares.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
for your good. It's in no way to like bring you down or make you feel small. It's the opposite.
Yeah. Whereas before, I feel like a lot of friends were, you know, competing or trying to belittle you, and it's in a kind of sneaky way, like. But now,
Yeah, like side
things,
comments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those side comments, the elevator looks, you know, that too amongst women. I can't do that.
What is the elevator look? Now I'm gonna come up here because I feel like I'm on
Have
the
a
camera.
seat. It's like they haven't seen you in a long time or whatever, or you just bump into each other and it's like, hey girl, how are you? Hugs, what have you? But no, the elevator look is the, oh hey,
Oh yeah.
I can't. Like, I'll keep it cool with you, but you know,
I just do
don't
it
have-
back. When people do that to me, I
Oh, yeah?
stop and I do it back because I'm like, I know what you're doing, and that is making me uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And it's like, it's not. Yeah, don't do the elevator look to people.
Yeah, don't
It's
do
not-
that. Don't,
I mean,
men too.
ladies,
Like, don't do it. Also,
Yeah.
but ladies, no.
Yeah.
If you do the elevator look to another woman,
Unless
something-
it's a fabulous outfit and you're
Yes.
admiring it all.
unless you're like, wait a second, okay, you look good. But if it's outside of that, no,
Yeah.
unacceptable.
Yeah.
My mom was always share a smile, because you know a smile can change somebody's day. And even if they don't smile,
That needs to be the theme song.
That should be the theme song or these tops. Yeah. I'm trying not to laugh too much because I haven't been well, and laughing is not very attractive right now.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
So we're keeping it real. Snot and everything.
Get it out, sister,
Uh-oh.
get it
I'm
out.
about to go to the back and cough for a minute. Seriously, this is not good.
You need some tea? I can make you tea.
See, good friends. That's what good friends does.
Mama, can I make you
That's
some
what
tea?
she's always been like my mama.
Yeah, I'm gonna make her some tea. Okay.
No, stay
No?
here.
Okay.
Right now we finish. I'll drink some tea.
Let's take a vote, people. Should we make her some tea?
To the 5 people. What do people say?
Hazme my mimosa.
Yeah, I think I'll do that to numb. I think, just in what we've talked about alone now, I don't know how long we've been on now. Maybe like 30 minutes, would you say? Yes.
No.
Yeah, see, it's gone by so fast. But I think just in what we've talked about now, like we've narrowed down what it looks like to have a solid friendship, and amongst women. Now, why though? Why is it important? Like, what can you guys share about? Why is it so important to have solid friendships amongst women? And by that, I don't mean, like what you said, it's like a handful of friends, like I don't mean to have millions of friendships with all the women and, have so it's not quantity, it's quality. But why is it so important? Because,
I feel like for me, for sure, I like to talk things out. So to have a good solid group of people around that I respect their opinions and I respect who they are in this world. And if I'm going through something or I'm trying to figure something out, getting that good advice back or someone just listening, it's really important to have people around you that will just listen. And we talked about this earlier, not judge, right? Because we've all went through stuff in our life where it's like, this isn't a pretty moment. The things aren't going good right now. And to just really lay it all out and have someone sit there and listen, get it all out. And then maybe they say nothing, maybe they say something, maybe they're just there, right? It's really important to not be alone. Like, for example, I was sick. I never get sick. And I had such a bad bout of a flu or food poisoning. It was food poisoning and I couldn't get off the floor. I keep pointing at Erica because she was my angel. Food poisoning. I was so sick and I was scared. And I texted her and I was like, are you by chance home? And she said, yeah. I said, can you bring me, I think I needed Gatorade or something. And as soon as I opened the door and saw her, I bursted into tears because I was so scared, and just seeing her was like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. I'm okay. Because I think I crawled to the door. I was that sick. But when you have that food poisoning, you can't get out.
Weak, yeah.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
And I kept calling her. I'm like, I'm gonna bring you some Pedialyte. She's like, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
I just had it last week, and I had girlfriends, gracias, come to my house and bring me food and soup. Yeah.
Yep. It's like, and then I said, I was like, I remember she stood at my door. I'm like, I think it's food poisoning, but I don't want to hug you. And I was just like, but because I didn't know if it was the flu, and I was like that, ugly crying. I was like, thank you so much. And it was just so nice it's again, there's things in life that aren't pretty, and it's okay. It's great to have girlfriends that can just show up and just be there and I got you. That's the most important thing. I got you. No matter if it's a good thing or a bad thing, that's.
I have and yes, when you just said one that can just show up, it's funny because I have a girlfriend who went through a divorce. I mean, every divorce is pretty terrible, but but while she was going through everything, I remember one day, and she was in San Diego. She just showed up at my doorstep and rang the doorbell at 8 in the morning, and it was just. To be to know that you have that relationship with somebody that they trust you enough to just walk up to your door and just know that you're going to open the door and immediately embrace them. We all need that, because we all need love. We just, when a baby's born, the one of the most important things is to be held and to feel that touch and even if it's not by the parents, just, there are people that volunteer just to go hold babies at hospitals. And it's because no matter how old we are, we need that. We need somebody to just once in a while, just remind us. And having a spouse is one thing, or having a boyfriend or whatever, but it's not the same as your friends. It's somebody that you can confide in. And a spouse is the same thing in a lot of ways, but there's just this support system to sort of keep your energy in the right space. And the song Fuego, if you have this fire, I think we all have a pilot light for what makes us happy. And I think probably in our early years, or we've all experienced a moment of total elation where we're like, oh my God, I am so happy right now. My heart is just bursting with joy. And I think that sometimes we forget that feeling, we forget how to find that. But I think if you keep people around you that have that energy, that you know, when their light goes out, your fire can light their pilot light, and when your pilot light goes out, their fire can light yours. And not everybody can do that. Not everybody has that power, and that's the power of friendship, to finding those people that, you know, are just that you have that reciprocal relationship where it's constantly being able to pour into one another, and that your energies together just, you know, create. And the thing is, like, memories, you know, like what we're saying, like even the pictures, like, you know, the minute that I saw a picture, like, oh, that whole moment comes back to me, and oh, you know, like, and it's so great. It's so great to have people to build memories with like that, and to just see you as you go through all of everything, through the ups and the downs, because sometimes the ups are where we shine the most. I mean, sometimes the downs are where we shine the most. Or those relationships just are able to hold on to each other a little bit higher. For when you're, you know, highs, you have so many people around you, those friendships sort of, you know, they go a little further apart. But when you're lows, you know, you're so much closer together.
That's when you also know who your true friends are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you're really going through it, you're no longer the funny girl, the fun, cool girl, or whatever. You know,
you're down and out.
No, I'm the depressed girl this week. Sorry,
Right.
and I'm broke. You know,
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it's like, well, I'm still here. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Very
what
few people will take a moment to call me and say, "Hey, are you okay? Oh, I haven't seen you, right?" Yeah. And that's how you know. And I remember my dad once telling me when I was younger, he's like, "So who's your best friend right now?" I think it was like 6th grade. This girl Bridget, or you know. He's like, "How long have you known her?" I said, "Oh, you know, since we started school." He's like, "You've been in school 3 weeks." He's like, "Yeah." You know, I was like, "That's not your best friend." I was like, "Well, she is." Well, you know, you haven't had time, because with time people show their true colors. Only it's only with time that you can really develop true friendships.
Exactly.
I say that a lot to girlfriends when they're dating. I was like, just give it time. Time will tell you.
Yeah.
It's good. Just, oh, he's so great. He's perfect. I was like, yes, but it's been a week. Just just hang in there. Hang in there. Yeah. But it's true. It's true with friendship as well.
I think every
It's a
friend
test
has
of
different
time.
roles too. Like one's a better listener, one's better advice giver. Like you can't find everything in a minute, so you definitely have to have that tight knit group of girlfriends that like gives you what you need.
Yeah. What do you guys do when, like, let's say there's someone that you know, an acquaintance that is like the one that sucks the energy out of you, or is kind of like you feel that vibe where you're like, ooh, this is not good. Like this person's trying to like use me, or just they're so pessimistic. Like every time I talk to them, I'm like, just it brings me down. Like how do you guys work with that? How do you deal with that?
Sometimes
Because you don't want to also be rude.
Right. I will lately in life, if I have somebody who says something mean, or they're going there with me, I'll go, listen, I don't really like where this conversation's going. I don't really like how you're making me feel right now. I just say it. Life is too short. Because sometimes people don't know that they're doing it. They're unaware, and sometimes they do. So and then they'll go, oh my God, I didn't mean it like that. And that's how you know if you're like, okay, but if they're just people who are always like that, I just lessen my time around them. And then sometimes I just don't even go around them anymore, because in life, through friendship, sometimes we can outgrow friendships as well. Sometimes they grow and blossom into something amazing, and sometimes we outgrow, or sometimes we're in a different phase in life, and that person's staying in the darkness, and they just can't get out of it. And it's like, okay, well, maybe our time together is over. You know, you can call me if you need me or whatnot, but if you're always taking and that's when that starts to happen, there's a time when you have to go, is this an okay friendship to let go? Yeah. Like, is our time here done? And it doesn't have to be a mean way. It doesn't have to be a conversation. It can just be like, you know, we're in different phases in life, or we've outgrown this, or we're on to different things. And you know, sometimes that's okay.
I totally agree with that. I think one thing I've noticed with me is that the breathing thing, the sick thing, but I definitely have had like the people pleaser thing in my life, where, you know, I've had in the past somebody a friend that I was really good friends with and like just loyal to, and then they started getting weird on me, like just suspicious of me. And I would try to convince them, like, wait a second, that's not how, and then now I can't even imagine being in that situation. Like, I wouldn't even try to convince you, like, you're suspicious of me, or you're trying to be like kind of haterish towards me, or whatever it is. Like, yeah, peace. Like,
Exactly.
what you're saying, like, I think time has become something very important to me and clear to me. Like, I just look at it as time. Like, I'm not guaranteed another day on this earth. I may be the age I am and I have a little getting over my little cough thing, but I don't know what's going to happen to me when I leave this house today. My day, and I'm very, very conscious of that. So do I want to spend time wasted on that? I think as I get older, time has just become much, much clearer. So it's funny because I was like thinking about this as I was writing down some of these questions. How I had a couple of situations, I think, where I was like, wait a second, I didn't do that. And then I think as the years have passed, I don't even try to explain myself. Like,
And
we're good friends. Like,
Yeah.
if you and I have a disagreement, I will call you.
Yeah.
I will be like, let's talk, let's have some coffee. But if we're not really good friends, you're just someone that's kind of, and you're mad at me for some reason and never wanted to talk to me about it, I'm not going to try and convince you. I'll be like, okay, well, think what you would like, and I'm here available if you want to chat.
Yeah.
But I think that's the difference. Like, I would invest my time in
Yeah.
in clearing something up with you, but I wouldn't invest my time in clearing something up with someone else, in the same way, because time is of essence.
That's huge. With
Yeah.
me too right now, it's like time. Like certain people, I used to be major people pleaser and I could not say no. Like, you want to go this place? You want to do this? Yeah. Even though I didn't feel like it. And now it's like in me, like I feel that energy. I'm like, nope. But if somebody like Jamie or Joanna or you called, I'd be like, oh my God, yes, I'll do it. Like, I'll be there. It's just, my time is precious and I don't want to waste it on negative people or just people that are just there to suck. Time is so precious.
Mm-hmm. I do also believe that, who you surround yourself with determines a lot. Like, your success in life, your emotional well-being, even like your spiritual well-being, your well-being, your mental health, because it's the conversations that you're having, it's what you're listening to, it's what you're seeing, it's what's like entering this data, that's accumulating here. Like, it has a big impact just on your overall well-being, your health. So I think too that's something that self-care.
That's what I've learned.
Yeah.
The last year, majorly.
Well,
huge.
We're gonna close this out, and just wanna I'll put on my glasses to see if there's anyone watching us. But I'll share this later tonight when someone else is. Hi, Iris. I hope I get to see you while I'm here. I miss you. But I'll share this later. I'm sure a lot of people are out and about, but I think this could be helpful to somebody. Is there anything that any of you want to say in closing to any woman out there, or young lady, or even, any girl out there who feels like they're alone, or they don't have friends, or they're battling with a friend, or anything like that, before we close? Well, you could think about it.
I would say, like, I say this to my nieces and nephews all the time. Always talk to yourself like you would talk to your best friend. So I would say, like, be kind to yourself and be kind, especially to other women. Even if they're not always the nicest to you, you don't have to, but you don't know what people's struggles are what they're going through. So if someone's having a bad day and they're a little short with you or something like that, give them kindness, because you don't know what happened before you got to that. So, and I think as women, we need to do that more and more, because there's a lot that goes on in life, as we're kind of seeing right now, that you don't know about. So I think it's important to, take that and just give a pause if someone's having a bad day. But like you were saying, if you do need to talk to somebody, you'll be surprised if you just ask a friend or a coworker or somebody. If you don't have a good group of friends or a close group of friends, just, can we go for coffee? Can we go to a museum together? Like, it's important. It's really important to reach out to people and have someone to talk to.
Amen.
Yeah.
Empathy. That's the biggest thing. Like Gary Vee says, it's a superpower. I feel like empathizing with people, it's something I can't help but do, and I kind of look into that person's heart and look past like what they're doing and what is coming out maybe that day, and just yeah, being kind.
I've
'cause
always
don't
loved you for that.
know. You don't know
Yeah.
what they're going through. And
Yeah.
it's hard sometimes. It's like,
I would say again back to like the whole fire, oil, like just try to take some time, like we talked about self-care, and find what it is that really inspires you to just just be happy. Really, where does your joy lie? And don't let other people dictate where that joy lies, and don't feel guilty if don't feel guilty about not feeling joy where everybody else thinks you should find your joy. And I think it should be something that you can always go back to, whether it's maybe getting outdoors, or it's reading a book, or it's watching romantic comedies, or it's just getting by the beach. I know you love to go to the beach. It's like find that place that refreshes you and that sort of ignites your fire for what you love. Because if you keep that inside of you, that's the other thing about that, is that if you can continue to fuel your fire for life and passion and love, that automatically will attract other people to you, and very likely people that are like-minded that find those same things. And so if you are feeling lonely, you feel like you don't have a friendship base, you don't have people around that have been your friends for 10 years. I think really take a moment to look inside yourself and find out what it is that inspires you and your joy. Don't find it. Don't look for it in other people. There's something inside of you, and if you're having trouble finding it, you just have to do some self-exploration and get up off the couch, get up out of that bed. Do something that's gonna something out maybe, I don't know if out of the ordinary. Like for a bike ride, whatever. Like physically, just and mentally try to replenish. Because then you bring something to the table as well, and whatever you need from people, sometimes, you have to be able to give back. And so there's a little bit of that balance of try to find that happy balance. And we're all affected by so many things. Oh my gosh, work and people and situations and traffic and children,
what's happening in the
pets,
world.
and what's happening in the world, politics, and so I think just remember to give yourself time to find your happy place, and find what it is that inspires you,
and know that you're worthy.
Absolutely.
So I don't have that much to add, because I think you guys, like, I just hear what each one of you say, and I'm like, I love my friends. I'm so grateful. Like, can you imagine? Like, this is why moving to Mexico, at times I have felt so sad, because this is like solid for me. This is like the type of people that I want to do my life with, and I can be insecure, ugly, sad. I could do the ugly crap, and I could just, when I'm feeling well and I'm cracking my jokes, they will laugh at them. But aside, from that, I just feel like I could always be myself, and I have like such positive wisdom. It's wisdom, really, and true friendship. So I feel very grateful for you, ladies, and I'm glad you guys are all able to join. And thank you for what you've shared. And I'm so excited to be here this month. And I want to note, though, because I did say, that has been hard for me when I'm going to Mexico. But the week before I came here, I had some friends show up at my house, and I noted they came and brought me, food and soup. And I was told Carlos, my hubby, I was like, you know what? I have to tell you, today's our anniversary, by the way. 6 months.
I was
Every
like,
year?
wait,
I was like, wait,
Not a year. Not a year. You guys.
I'm like, no.
You gotta celebrate. You gotta celebrate. But I told him, I have to tell you something. I want to acknowledge that I am really building some beautiful friendships here in Mexico, and that's a big deal to me. Yeah. So for anyone that doesn't, maybe that's what I have to share. For anyone that feels lonely, I know what that feels like. Especially I went to another country and I had to build new friendships, and I feel like it took me a long time to get to that point where I could say, you know what, I'm having some solid friendships with women. So be patient, and that's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this.
Group hug.
Oh, group hug! Don't worry, I'm not contagious anymore.
All right,
I love you. Show the booty. Show the booty.
You just wanted to get your booty out.
Exactly. Group hug. Excuse for the booty shot. Okay. Adios. Have a good
Salud.
Sunday. Ciao.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.